everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Friends from Work. I'm Tom. This is Sean. And on today's episode, we are actually doing our first movie review. And today we're going to actually talk about Black Adam, what we liked, what we didn't like, what the potential it has for the future of the DCEU. Did it save the DCEU? Who knows? Stay tuned for this whole episode. But before we do that, leave a like and subscribe right now before we get into it. Follow us on Instagram, friendsfromwork_podcast. All those links are down below because I wouldn't want to type that either. Other than that, would you like to take the start of your just general feelings of it?
Well, generally, I liked it. Black Adam was pretty good. The story of Black Adam. Similar character to Shazam, basically the same power set, except for it's an adult with the powers and not a young man who turns into an adult.
Keep talking. Sorry.
And he wakes up from being asleep for a very long time, and it's just all the shit pops off. So we're doing a review, so you've already seen it, so spoilers. So I won't get too much into it. But I really liked it. I thought The Rock did a pretty good job. I thought the plot was pretty shaky, but I think that was more so just because we don't care and we don't have any built up love for the time, the country he was in. Like, even the Avengers, like, it was New York, so we kind of have a little connection to that, or things like that. Transformers, it was Chicago. It was like people in the like, for me at least, it's just zero connection to the conduct and all the people he was trying to save and their history and all that.
So going off that point, I was actually I have a million points. You guys know I got my notebook handy dandy. But yeah, for the plot, I put decent, not great. The movie knew what it was, and kind of what you said, like, no one really cared about Black Adam, this and that, and they didn't force you to care. What I think they did really well with this movie is they sold you on wanting to see another Black Adam movie. The action sequences were really good. You got the basic knowledge of Black Adam, and I think that was really good. I would actually compare it because people right now, especially with what we got, disgusting. People right now, especially with all the Marvel movies we got and all the content we see nowadays regarding superheroes, it's so hard to compare and contrast and always try to top it. A lot of people are overcritical on DCEU, on the DC universe. And I get it. They've had a lot of floppy movies. But with this one, I think they're a little overcritical. People were saying it was really, it was like a level below mid, and I disagree. I think it's a slight level above it. Yeah. Just because, like I said, The Rock knew what he was doing. He was like, all right, I understand not everyone knows, like he said, or cares about Black Adam. And he kind of was like, all right, I'm going to sell you Black Adam. Like, so dumb. It's like, compare it to the initial Avengers movies. Like, no one really.
That's a good point. Yeah, they were trying to sell you on Black Adam, not his storyline, but how cool it would be to see him interacting with the other superheroes.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go see it, and maybe we'll dive into more of his backstory.
I'll definitely say I enjoyed it for that. If I would have compared it to a movie, I would say it was DC's version of Deadpool. Without the fourth wall breaking and the sarcasm. Yeah. But it was like that where, like, he was just killing people. Like, they were bad guys, but usually the good guys don't kill the bad guys. Yeah. And he was just killing everybody. And, and Hawkman was like, it was like a little bit of Hawk, like how in Daredevil, Colossus kept telling Wade, he was like, Wade, we're good. We're the good guys. Yeah. And, like, basically it would just be like, him and Hawkman, like, after once Hawkman and him met each other, it was like them fighting. Yeah. They would stop because they would chill, and then Black Adam would kill somebody again, and they would have to fight again. Come on, man. I gotta fight you. Like, so and that part, I like that. That was cool. Like, the plot was, again, pretty bland. I wouldn't say it was bad. It was basic. Very basic. That's a good answer. It was like bare bones, similar to like Shazam. Like, you knew what was like. We all knew what was gonna happen to Shazam. Like, I mean, outside of like his brothers and sisters getting the powers, but we knew how that movie was gonna end. Right. And I think we knew how Black Adam was gonna end. We just wanted to see the cool stuff in between. I really like Pierce Brosnan, and I liked Hawkman.
His name is Aldous Hodge.
Aldous Hodge. Yeah, I thought they were better than I thought they were going to be.
That was really entertaining. I
thought Pierce Brosnan did a really good job as Dr. Fate. I was kind of worried as a DC fan. It's kind of hard to put him into it. Like, he's just such a weird character. But I thought Pierce Brosnan did a good job. Hawkman was dope. Adam Smasher was pretty blah. That's why I felt like it was Deadpool, where they had like two cool guys you liked, and then they had a couple guys on the team that were just there. Like, and like, it was cool seeing him get big and stuff. Yeah, that part was cool. I just thought, like, him as the character himself he didn't pop to me on the screen or anything like that, or Cyclone. But it was cool seeing him use his powers when he got really big. That was cool.
Well, regarding the Justice Society, I'll go off that. I really do enjoy the fact that they didn't dive like super in depth with every single character, because I think that would have been a big downfall for the movie. Like they made sure like this is a Black Adam movie. These people are here. You'll kind of get to know them. Just you'll know the basics. You'll know Dr. Fate, what he does, and his slight origin. They just gave glimpses of everything, and I think they're going to expand on it later.
I don't think they are. I just think they're trying to take Marvel's lead where they're just like, read the comic if you want to know. Like we don't have to explain everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was saying,
we don't have to. We're not going to do an hour of Dr. Fate. We're not going to do an hour of Hawkman.
I really like
they got powers. They're really cool. If you like them, do some research. You know what I mean? I think DC needs to start doing that as well, making movies for the fans of the people. Yeah. And it'll either create fans like, or
how Marvel did.
Yeah. You go out and watch this stuff if you really want to know. And you find out who this guy is and who that guy is, instead of trying to cram so much information into one movie.
Yeah. My biggest where was it?
Justice Society.
Yeah, Justice Society. I think what they should really do. Actually, before I say this, I was kind of really disappointed they killed off Pierce. Actually, I'll stop there. I'm kind of going everywhere. I'll just stick to what I do like right now. Regarding the Justice Society, I really liked. Kind of going off his point. They didn't really dive too deep into it. Like I said, if you want to know it, dive more. If you really want to know more stuff about them, but they gave us the basis. All right. She does this, he does that, he does this and that, and that's that. Like, they gave you the basics. If you really want to know more, go research.
And go fight. Like, I think that's what they need to do more. Like, it's cool to see the inner workings of a superhero and all that, but in reality, we just want to see them fight. Yeah. We want to see them fly around and fight, and I thought, when Hawkman and Black Adam were fighting, it was always pretty fun.
Yeah,
it was
fun.
Really it was like, I thought the fight sequences were really cool. Yeah. They're interesting.
And going off that, I compare the Justice Society to Guardians of the Galaxy for the DC universe in a way.
Something like that.
Where you got like old wise. They had a good dynamic. It looked like everyone was really well.
I don't know if it's I don't know, because I think they're a little bit. Dr. Fate's really powerful. So is Hawkman. Hawkman's like baby Thor kind of, where like he's like a god, like. So, like, you know what I mean? He's fighting with Black Adam. So, I wouldn't say that in a sense, just because the Guardians of the Galaxy are a bunch of, like, ragtag. None of them are powerful.
But I was saying that but a lot of people no one knew them.
Well, not if you weren't a DCU fan. Or a DC fan.
MCU fan. I'm saying
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm saying when they were introduced.
Society, I think people do know them.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not as popular.
I guess. I think the Guardians were way less known than the Justice Society.
I agree, but I also say I was like, everyone started to know them more, and they got more popular.
I'll say as a lifelong DC fan, I didn't really know them as the Justice Society, but I did know of Hawkman and Dr. Fate very well. Like, I know like their backstories. Yeah. I know what their shit is. So I guess maybe I didn't know much about the Justice Society in general and who exactly was in it. And I'm guessing, and this is more of like they brought the band back together thing. The Justice Society's from like the way before. So like Adam Smasher, that he said it was his grandpa.
Yeah, right? It was his uncle's. It was that comedian. What's his name? You remember him? What's the movie? He's in a bunch of shit. I should have written it down. I have like everyone's names on here except.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't write down his uncle. But I'll just say that part. But I did like the Justice Society. Pierce Brosnan did way better than I thought. I really liked Hawkman. I thought they were like, Hawkman was corny like he should have been, and so was Black Adam. I think where like Black Adam was so like I don't give a fuck, and Hawkman was like the opposite, where he gave a fuck a lot. Yeah. Like, so they were button heads, and I thought that was really cool, and the dynamic between them.
Yes, and the dynamic between I got notes. Her name's Isis.
Yes.
The mom and Hawkman, like how he's saying, like he's like, oh, we're pure justice, this and that, and the mom's like, we've been like enslaved here. We've been under military direct for like 30 years. With it now, you're all of a sudden caring because Black Adam's here. It kind of showed that well. And he was saying earlier, what you compared? What'd you compare it to? Hawkman, the dynamic, Deadpool. He said Deadpool. I wrote down. I compared it to Terminator 2. in the sense of the kid in Black Adam.
Yeah.
It gave that vibe a lot.
Yeah.
Where Black Adam just came out, I was like, I don't know what this world is, and he's like, have a catchphrase. And
well, that's why I kind of said it was like Deadpool, because he didn't know what the world was, but he knew what he was doing. He knew he was killing those people, and I thought it was like Deadpool was like, I'll kill who I have to.
Yo, I agree.
And like him and Colossal were fighting. Sometimes you get the best of them.
Right.
So like I said, I did really like that. I thought the guy who played Hawkman did a good job.
Yes, I agree.
I was worried that the Justice Society is going to be really corny and whack and kind of overtake the movie, and I don't think they did.
No, their balancing was really well in this movie, and that's and like I keep saying, they made sure this was a Black Adam movie. I'll give a big shout out to Dwayne Johnson. He balanced it really well. He didn't overdo it,
and he did his thing. Like he played something he would do, and not to try to make it too artistic. Like Black Adam's anti-villain, kind of like Venom in the sense where he just fucks shit up in the name of whatever he thinks is right and what's going on at that time. And I thought they did a really good job. I wouldn't say I would give it. I guess I'll give it a grade late at the end. But I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it. I would definitely watch it again. My only complaints were I thought the plot was pretty bare bones. It was really predictable. But again, we talked about with She-Hulk, it's the hero's arc or anti-hero's arc, whatever you want to call it. So that part, I just thought it was kind of blah. You know what I mean? Even if I knew it was coming, it still wasn't that good. So and then I didn't like the villain. Me and Tom were talking about this. The guy who plays the villain is the villain from Aladdin. He plays Jafar. Yeah. And the bad guy and when Jafar turns into the evil red genie, I feel like the evil devil monster he turned into looked just like
typecasting.
Jafar. I thought that they looked like the same. Like I want to get a side by side of the evil genie and the evil devil that he played.
Send that to us on Instagram, please.
And
it'll be our thumbnail.
See how that. So I thought the bad guy was kind of just how he looked was kind of corny. The fight was pretty cool at the end when they were fighting. When the whole Justice Society was fighting him, it was pretty interesting. But again, like I said, I thought the main villain was he looked kind of corny, and I just thought the plot was kind of, I won't say drawn out, but just a little boring and bare bones and really predictable. But I don't know. I feel like they were backed into that corner. They always had to do it. You have to do the backstory. So there's really nothing they could do. I just thought that they did a good job of making something that people normally won't care about interesting. I think that's what they're worried about was with like Wakanda, because it's like and the same thing's going to be with Conduct, because he's similar to that.
Is it Condor?
Conduct.
Oh, okay.
And because he's like for his people, like if he has to be evil, if he has to side with the bad guys to save his country, then he will. If it's beneficial for him to be on the good guys' side, he will. If he thinks he has to stay out of it, then he will. And I think they portrayed that pretty well in the movie.
Yeah. So regarding the plot, like I do agree with him. It is pretty basic. But I think it was basic for its benefit. Like I said earlier, compare it to the initial Marvel movies like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, the initial stuff. And though, I mean, Iron Man is probably the most hype out of all three. But that was like the very first one. And even Dwayne Johnson said himself, he was like, this is what he would consider the restart. So consider this Iron Man 1 in this sense. Obviously, he's not going to lead, but that movie wasn't like 10 out of 10.
I thought Iron Man was good.
It's a good movie. But I'm saying like it had its faults, like Captain America, First Avenger, and then Thor.
Avengers is like in the United States, so there's like landmarks and things they can use, the military, things that hit on that make it just makes the plot better because you have some kind of connection to it.
Yeah, and so I agree. Iron Man is better, but that's what I was saying.
I'm just saying like the plot is like woven in our history, so we're connected like Conduct. Like first, it's like a made up history of a different country that isn't anything like ours, about like some past gods. And it's like, so we just don't care at all. So it's kind of hard for us to give a shit about him saving them from oppression. Yeah.
I will say though, they did some pretty cool foreshadowing things. One solid one I wanted to give a highlight to, and I noticed it because like, is that The Rock talking? So in the beginning of the movie, you see Karut or Harut.
Yeah.
Was it Karut or Harut?
His son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Harut.
Harut. Oh yeah. So yeah. You see the kid running around and he's like taking over, and some guy stops him and he's talking to Harut. And then I hear the guy's talking, but like they kind of coded it, but like semi did. It was The Rock talking. It was later revealed that he wasn't the true champion you saw, all that stuff. But they foreshadowed that in the beginning of the movie, which I thought was a cool little detail. I wanted to tip my hat to that. And also another Easter egg it's Easter egg. Peacemaker's Peacemaker reference. My handwriting's awful. awful. Jennifer Holland, Harcourt. She was at the end. She was at the what is it? Task Force X underground water base. She was in that black trench coat. That was Harcourt from Peacemaker.
Oh wow! I was just gonna say before I made a mental note to say I would be shocked if we don't see something with Black Adam and Peacekeeper because John Cena and The Rock are such good friends. Peacemaker. Sorry.
He did it. He did it.
But since they're such good friends, and I know John Cena looks up to The Rock a lot.
Yeah.
And I think they both nailed it with the DC and really pulled them out of the gutter. Like I said, I thought Peacemaker was amazing.
It's phenomenal.
Yes, and so I'll be shocked if we don't see them. I didn't notice that, so I might have to go back and watch.
Only reason I saw that is because I saw something online after, and then I looked it up to confirm it, and yes, it was true. It was a quick little cameo. It was her, and I remember I saw something online. I was like, oh wait, is she playing a different character? No, it is her. They never said her name, but she was an agent on Task Force.
Yeah, she works for Waller. And
yeah.
I guess that's the good thing, too, where like even Black Adam has a tie to Waller now. And Superman, I guess, is working for her now, like working with her.
Called in. Or maybe just say, hey, watch out for this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she's got, maybe he don't work directly for him, but she's got his number and like, she can call him and be like, exactly, like, hey, we need your help. So that was kind of like really Amanda Waller will be the tie-in to Suicide Squad. Hopefully that'll get some play.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see really good expansion.
Some team ups.
And I think what they got to do right now for DC is take it slow and steady. There's no rush. Like I said, they're recovering right now. They got too excited last time. I think they were like, oh, we're doing good. Then they rushed everything and then kind of fell on its feet with too many underwhelming movies, and then this kind of what set them back a lot. What they got to do right now, take their time. They're good stuff. Keep doing it. Make it a little better, tweak it every time. That's what you do. You don't have to overzealous it, go so crazy for the sequel. Like, make minor adjustments that were like truly bad things that happened in the last movie. Adjust those and then keep going and then figure out what the new bad stuff is. But I do want to say regarding Peacemaker, all that stuff. Breaking news. I didn't want to tell you. I've been waiting all day to tell you this. James Gunn is actually now the co-CEO of the DCEU.
Oh, wow. Then that's great to hear because James Gunn is very creative.
He wrote this.
He made Guardians of the Galaxy interesting, and I would have. And it's easy to say how interesting they are now, but I think if you would have told me before, I'd be like, this is never going to work.
And he sold it phenomenally.
And like we've been talking about, we're going to talk about it. Peacemaker, I thought was just excellent.
Yes.
Like I don't think that's as perfect of a TV series I think there can be. I really have, like I said, really think it's good, and I hope James Gunn is helping these guys.
Yeah, it's someone else. I didn't write his name
because the
down.
plot was dope. And like it wasn't just John Cena being funny. I guess this isn't Peacemaker, so we'll do it another day. We'll do our own.
But I did want to announce that. You guys definitely knew about that if you watched. Maybe you didn't, but you're welcome. I'm looking at my notes here. Let me bring on some talking points. I don't want to go into don't likes too yet. Wow, just shut up. I don't. Oh yeah. So regarding Justice Society, I want to go back to them real quick. I really do think. I think their downfall was Dr. Fate dying, but I'm going to leave that for later in this episode. I really do think they should do a Guardians of Galaxy-esque type movie. I think that would do really well. Can you stop clicking that pen before I stab you?
Oh, okay.
Bastard. But yeah, I think they should do a Guardians of Galaxy Justice Society type movie.
With Pierce Brosnan gone, I think it's kind of dead. Maybe they could do like a prequel one.
Maybe, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, before they all retired.
Yeah, I really like Pierce Brosnan. I think they killed him because Dr. Fate's like super OP character when it's like.
I thought it was more. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, just saying like he's super OP. It's he kind of like is like plot armor to everything where he can like see what's gonna happen, and he's also super strong himself.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's why they got rid of him. I guess I don't know. I think it also is a superhero movie too, so you want somebody to die, and he was the old man out of the group, so it kind of had to be him.
I wonder if they're gonna, because they also had the helmet disappear too, like just.
Oh yeah, actually it'll pick somebody else. I forgot about that. So.
Oh, it does. Okay,
yeah.
I'm not too familiar. Like I said, I'm really just a big Batman and Batman verse.
Not necessarily somebody on Earth though, but I'm sure.
But it gets passed down.
Yeah, for sure. For the process of the DCEU, it'll.
Because that was I really liked him a lot, and I think also like he said, it was more for like the movie inside the movie, but I was thinking outside the movie. I feel like Pierce Brosnan, he wanted to play it, but I don't think he wanted to sign on for multiple movies.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. He was really excited to play it.
I don't know. I would imagine like getting a comic and reading about those guys, and then like, oh, you're gonna play him. I would have.
Because he was saying he wasn't really interested, and then he saw Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch play that type of character, and he's like, wow, he sells it. He does really well. Looks like a lot of fun, and that's why I got into it. That's why I accepted that role.
I thought Dr. Fate was cool.
Yeah, he sold it. I really
liked Hawkman too. So
all the dynamics were really well done, in my opinion, regarding the Justice Society for the most part. I think my biggest complaint was Adam Smasher being like the clumsy, silly kid. But he just did get the suit.
I think that was kind of, because he's also, if he's giant and he knows how to control it, he's a little OP too.
Yeah. But he did just get the suit. I don't think he.
He said it was just like, I'd really never done this.
Yeah. He kind of has, but not like that. But one point I do want to bring up too. Guys, I came prepared this episode. All right. Look at that time. All right. So Dwayne Johnson actually wants to have, and I disagree with this completely. I think this is the dumbest thing he said this whole thing. He wants to bring Matt. He wouldn't mind bringing Matt Reeves' Joker in the DCEU. So the Pattinson verse, that's just its own thing. That Joker to come into that. I didn't dive into it fully. I just saw a headline and his quote.
Who? Joaquin Phoenix?
No, not Joaquin Phoenix. The Joker that we saw on the Pattinson. I forgot his name. I forgot.
The guy at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I was completely lost. I'm like, we didn't even see a Joker, but I forgot we did. I hope not. I hope
that's a dumb thing. I think it's really stupid.
I think that's really gonna hurt them too. Is like these simultaneous things going on where like the Batman origin story is being shot while they're gonna eventually have to incorporate Batman into their story. Like you can't have the DCEU without Batman.
Yeah, that's so facts.
He's the one who brings them all together. So it's like at some point, we're going to have two Batmans running around. So they're going to have to tread lightly because I thought the first one of this.
Yeah, just say Pattinson Batman, make it easier.
Was very good, yes. Robert Pattinson. So I think that'll be one thing they have to tread lightly.
Yeah. And regarding Dwayne Johnson, well, I'll give him some credit too. I give him a lot of credit for this, but kind of bringing some shine light on it. He did bring back Superman. That was a big thing. Zack Snyder is actually not directing Man of Steel 2. That was pretty interesting.
I think did Henry Cavill like write it or something has something to do with the script or something. I don't know. He had an initial script he wanted to do for Man of Steel 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing he's just going to be a comic he likes. He makes it seem like he wrote it. You know what I mean? But I'm sure it's just going to be.
He's like, hey, I like this comic.
Yeah, there's probably just going to be a comic he likes.
Yeah, and then try to get it as accurate as possible.
I don't know who was the bad guy in the last one. I don't know. Apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean. So I'm actually, and Dwayne said that he wants to do this over multiple movies, the Superman versus Black Adam thing. Where did I put it in here? I have it in my head. So Dwayne, he said he wanted to expand the whole Superman versus Black Adam through multiple movies. So this is my prediction. Chime in when you think I'm wrong or disagree, whatever that. I think what they're going to do in Shazam 2, they're going to have that movie run its course. He's going to fight Meryl Streep and all that. And then at the end of it, we have a post-credit scene with him and Black Adam. Shazam and Black Adam, let me clarify. I don't know what it's going to be, but something's going to happen there. And then I think we'll get a Shazam, either in Black Adam 2 or Shazam 3, whichever one comes first, probably Black Adam 2. We'll get a Shazam versus Black Adam. And then at some point in maybe Man of Steel 2 or one of the sequels to Shazam or Black Adam or a different movie entirely, we'll get finally Black Adam and Superman, then all three of them fighting or something like that. I think it's going to go in that order.
The one that comes to my head when they fight is Injustice. But I don't know if they could do that story. Yeah,
it's pretty down the line because they're kind of restarting. But I definitely think.
I don't think they're restarting. I just think they're like retooling, like regrouping, because it's gonna like
regrouping's a better word.
Yeah, they're using the same characters. It's not gonna be like they're erasing what has already happened. Yeah. So I don't think, and that's where we left off, where Batman kept dreaming about Injustice happening. So maybe that would just be because I'm pretty sure Black Adam's not on Superman's side when Superman's trying to take over the world.
He's not.
He's not. Shazam is.
Yeah.
For most of the time, and then he kills Shazam.
Yeah.
Superman kills Shazam, and everyone gets mad because it's actually a kid. Yeah. But he kills him when he's in Shazam form.
Yeah. But we all knew.
Yeah. So I don't. That was the only. I mean, I'm sure they fought other times, but that's the only one that's really coming back to me. As I know they fight in Injustice. So
but I do.
I'm interested to see how they would make that come along. Like what makes Black Adam go crazy and Superman have to pull up.
Yeah, because he does want. But I do think guaranteed. If they fight first before him and Shazam, feel like it's rushing.
I'd be shocked
because they share the whole count. Like they're legit twins. Like they are.
They're yin and yang.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming something will happen.
Yeah, maybe
like you said, a post-credit scene where.
Yeah, so it'll lead into either Shazam 3 or Black Adam 2, one of those, something like that. I don't know how, but I think they'll do that. What else do I got here before? I got some questions. I mean, do you think it'll be more likely Black Adam 2 it'll be like versus Shazam? You think so?
Yeah, I definitely think the movie will be based around like him either fighting Shazam and Superman or just Shazam, because he's basically shown how OP he is already. Yeah. So it's like, what would even be the point? Maybe there won't even be another standalone Black Adam movie. Maybe it'll be like a Black Adam Shazam mashup.
Yeah,
or
something
like that. I think they should be looking at something more like that, because what else can they do for Black Adam? Like, we already didn't like this plot. Don't beat us over the head with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I didn't like it. I thought it was all right.
Well, I'm saying it's like we didn't care.
It got the job done.
Yeah. Again, I'm not. Yeah, I won't say I didn't like it. I just thought it was like whatever. Like, I don't want them to do another one. It should be a cool one where like him and Shazam are friends.
They dive deep. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what I mean. It turns bad when he has to do something bad and Shazam doesn't want to do it.
And I'll say again, I think the main goal for this movie with Dwayne Johnson, what he was trying to do was trying to sell you on Shazam. Yeah. Not Black Adam, excuse me. He was trying to sell you on it to get everyone into it. He's always such a big name, so his name alone could sell it. And he just kept hyping it up. And I think it did meet expectations, in my opinion.
Yeah, it had like a 47% Rotten Tomato score, but it had like 85% audience score, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And again, I've watched it and was like, that was good. That was good.
I'll watch it again. Not in theaters when it comes home.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely watch it again. I have it on my tablet, so I'm definitely gonna watch it again. Yeah, it should be on HBO Max probably in the next 2 months.
Yeah, month or two. Alrighty. So now we're gonna get into what we didn't like in the movie. I'll start it off, and we'll probably go in a dive deep into this. We kind of did already. This is my number one biggest complaint. I did not like they killed off Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. I was really upset with that. That really bothered me because his chemistry dynamic with Hawkman was just so good, and I was really entertained by that.
Make any sense. I guess they foreshadowed it because he kept saying like Hawkman was going to die. He kept implying that Hawkman was going to die, and he at the end he's like, "This is the only way."
Even then,
and it's a superhero movie, so somebody's got to die. That's just what it is. Somebody's got to die in the movie.
So stupid though. Kill the kid, not Brosnan.
I thought it was gonna be the kid or the mom.
The mom, a death. That would have been a good death.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Pierce Brosnan too, though, so I didn't want to see him go. Again, like I said earlier,
that would have been such a great add-on.
My biggest complaint is I thought it was kind of lazy, where like they got the guy who played Jafar, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna be an evil red genie twice in a row." Like, I don't.
He's like, "Bet, cut the check."
That kind of looked whack. But I thought the fight scene was pretty cool between them. And again, like I said, the plot was just kind of dry. But I don't, just sitting back and trying to be unbiased. I can't say that I could have thought of another plot they could have done that I would have thought was interesting. Yeah. So I think they had to do that. What they explained, what they did was necessary. Even if I thought it was boring, I do believe it was necessary. And I don't think they over-explained it I mean, maybe one more flashback that I would have liked, but flashback.
Illiterate.
Flashback. I'll start it over.
Back it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a wave. That's a new word now. Flashback.
#flashback in the comments below.
But that was really my only complaint. I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. I think the critics routinely get movies like this wrong.
Yeah, I do agree with that. That's actually what I had on my list. I think the critics and social media were being pretty overcritical of this movie. I think it was a solid movie. I would say, should we rate it now? Let's wait till the end. I'll wait till the end.
We should be almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. One other complaint. This is like what I I don't like that it didn't happen. It would have been cool. So when we saw the son Harut change into Black Adam, I think it would have been a cool little like homage or like a little homage to if they did him like the comic accurate with the slick black hair and stuff like that.
Oh.
I think it would have been something cool.
Yeah, if his son
just
looked
something
like
like
the
that.
original
Yeah,
one.
like
I
wasn't
didn't even think
upset.
about that. Yeah,
I think it would have been like a
Yeah.
cool little like hat or hat. What tip of the hat?
I thought it'd been cool if he would have had The Rock would have had some hair at some point, and maybe it got like, burned off or something.
I really liked
or
how
like
they
when he was asleep for 5,000 years or whatever.
They cut him. It was cool how they did the Captain America CGI thing when he wasn't Black Adam. He was
smaller.
like small.
Yeah, I mean he was still big. He wasn't that skinny like Captain.
No,
I guess by comparison to The Rock,
like he is.
He did look tiny.
Yeah,
when
I was
he
like, you little
playing,
weak bitch. Go ahead.
No,
but I will say, damn it, it was something about little fun fact. I was watching this interview when Rock was talking about it. I don't know who made the costume, but he said he's like, yeah, someone put a muscle suit in the costume and I couldn't fit into it. I'm like, who the fuck would put a muscle suit on The Rock? Out of everyone in the world, like Rock is like, he needs a muscle suit.
Right?
Like,
I feel, don't they like use The Rock's mold to make muscle
right?
suits?
Like I don't understand who would do that. Idiots. I mean, yeah, I said like the same thing with him. Basic plot twists. Some of them were like, their little adventure group. One of them's the bad guy. Plot twist. Shit. Like, yeah. That was like one. I was like, okay. Like you said, there were some corny parts. I really liked him and the kids dynamic a lot, though. But yeah, I'll give a big shout out to everyone who's in the movie. Appreciate y'all. I'll let you rate it. I've been rambling a little bit.
I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I thought it was visually pleasing.
Yeah.
I liked it for what it was. A lot of times people want to be movie critics and like try and judge Black Adam
compared to fucking Interstellar.
Yeah,
or some shit.
It's like I don't know, like you got to look at it for what it was, and it was a smash and punch movie, and I thought they did that well. I thought The Rock was in his wheelhouse. He played Black Adam pretty cool. And I found myself very interested in how they're going to move forward.
Yes.
And I want to see him again.
I completely agree. I'll give it. I'll do the same rating because I mean, Decimal's kind of hard to choose. So I'll do 6.5 as well. I think, like he said, it was an action movie. Like he was like, Black Adam is gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah, and he did.
And the pacing was really well done. They didn't overextend their time regarding backstory and plot on anyone really. They sprinkled it in. Well, yeah. They sprinkled it in, and when I was watching the movie, my initial thoughts was like, damn it, they're gonna do a big like half-hour backstory. But it was like 5 minutes?
Yeah,
or something
I think it was
that?
like maybe 15 minutes in total, but like three different 5-minute scenes at different points of the movie.
And they did that really well. I give them a lot of credit for that.
And again, they had to do it, so it wasn't like
and I knew
just
it was
a waste.
come.
It's not like Superman's backstory when we all know it.
An hour.
Like, when they're showing us Superman was adopted and Batman's parents got killed for an hour.
All that, yeah. So I'll give them credit for that. Every starter superhero movie that's not Batman or Superman, they have to do it. So, like he said, so I'm not really too upset about it, but they did it really well. You got anything else to say? Alrighty.
Go see the movie.
Yeah, go see the movie. Comment down below if you have what you rated and what your thoughts are. And if you agree or disagree with us throughout this whole episode, follow us on Instagram, friendsfromwork_podcast, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe because I think this was a great episode. I think we had a great discussion. It flowed really well. But yeah, guys, we'll see you next week. I'm Tom. This is Sean, and we're out.